She broke her hip just by stepping off the porch. It was a crisp spring morning in Asheville, North Carolina, and 74-year-old Mildred was taking her usual walk to the mailbox. Nothing out of the ordinary until her foot caught the edge of a step. She didn't fall hard. In fact, her neighbor said it looked like she sat down gently. But the X-ray told a different story. Her hip had fractured in 2 places. That's when I knew her daughter Clara told me that my mom's bones were like glass. She wasn't going to make it another year if we didn't do something. The doctors prescribed calcium pills, but they upset Mildred's stomach. She tried changing her diet, drinking milk again, even taking those chalky antacids full of calcium carbonate. Nothing worked. Then Clara read something unusual online, something that didn't come from a pharmacy, but from her own kitchen trash can. Eggshells, yes. The very thing most of us throw away without a second thought. Clara was skeptical but desperate. She cleaned, baked, and ground them into a fine powder. Within weeks of adding just a teaspoon a day into her mother's meals, something began to shift. Mildred's joints stopped aching. Her posture improved. 3 months later, her bone scan showed more density than the last 5 years combined. So how could something as simple as overlooked as an eggshell make bones stronger than they were 2 decades ago? That's exactly what we're about to uncover. Most people think of eggshells as trash at best, something you compost. But what if I told you that tiny shell you toss away after cracking your morning eggs is made of nearly pure calcium carbonate, the very building block of strong bones? In fact, eggshells are about 90% calcium, but not just any kind. This is a form your body recognizes, absorbs, and actually uses far better than the chalky tablets that line pharmacy shelves. Alongside calcium, there's also a small but powerful mix of magnesium, zinc, phosphorus, and even collagen proteins trapped in that thin inner membrane. Several studies have shown that finely ground eggshell powder can prevent bone loss, repair fractures, and even ease joint pain, especially in older adults. One study in the Netherlands followed postmenopausal women with osteoporosis. Those who took daily eggshell calcium saw significant increases in bone density over a 6-month period without the side effects of common supplements. And it's not just about bones. This natural form of calcium has been linked to reduced blood pressure, faster healing after sprains, and even lower cholesterol levels in some cases. That's why athletes in Eastern Europe used to add eggshell powder to their diets during recovery. So the next time you make scrambled eggs, think twice before tossing the shell. What you're holding might just be the most natural bioavailable source of healing for your aging body. And the best part? It's practically free. For seniors struggling with brittle bones or stiff joints, there's one word that keeps coming back: mobility. When you lose mobility, you lose independence. That's why the true power of eggshell calcium isn't just in the science, it's in what it gives back: the freedom to move without fear. When your body lacks usable calcium, it begins pulling what it needs from your bones, leaving them weak, porous, and vulnerable to fractures. That's how seemingly minor falls turn into hospital stays. But eggshell calcium taken in small daily amounts can actually restore density to aging bones, especially in weight-bearing areas like the hips, knees, and spine. And it's not just about calcium alone. The trace minerals found in eggshells like magnesium and zinc play a key role in cartilage repair and reducing inflammation in the joints. People who added powdered eggshell to their diet reported less morning stiffness, easier walking, and in many cases less need for over-the-counter painkillers. Take Harold, a 69-year-old retiree from Ohio. He'd given up playing golf because of nagging knee pain. After just 2 months of adding a homemade eggshell and lemon tonic to his morning smoothie, he was back on the course, pain-free and amazed. "It didn't feel like medicine," he said. "It felt like something my body had been missing for a long time." That's the secret. This isn't some miracle pill, it's a return to what your body already understands. So how do you actually prepare and use eggshells safely at home? The process is simpler than you might think, and you don't need any fancy equipment. In fact, you only need 3 things: clean eggshells, an oven, and a grinder. Start by saving the shells from 10 eggs. Make sure to wash them thoroughly, removing any traces of egg white or yolk. This step is crucial to prevent bacteria. Once clean, let the shells air dry, then spread them on a baking sheet and bake at 200 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes. This not only dries them completely, but it also sterilizes the shells and makes them more brittle and easy to grind. Next, place the baked shells in a mortar and pestle, a spice grinder, or even a coffee grinder, anything that can turn them into a fine sand-like powder. The finer the powder, the easier it is for your body to absorb. Now you've got what we call eggshell flour, a natural, safe calcium supplement that can be added to nearly anything. Start slow, 1/4 teaspoon per day is enough. Mix it into oatmeal, yogurt, applesauce, or blend it into a morning smoothie. There's no taste, no smell, and no discomfort. And if you want a gentler way to unlock the calcium, try the lemon soak method. Place 1 clean eggshell into a glass of fresh lemon juice. Let it sit overnight, about 12 hours. By morning, the shell will soften and partially dissolve, infusing the juice with calcium. You can stir and drink it or drizzle it over a salad. It's tangy, refreshing, and incredibly nutritious. The key is consistency. Just a small amount each day is enough to build long-term strength, and you'll begin to feel the difference within a few short weeks. But bone strength isn't the only benefit hiding in this natural remedy. If you've ever dealt with brittle nails, thinning hair, or irritated skin, eggshell powder may surprise you once again. Let's start with something simple: your nails. As we age, nails tend to become thin and prone to breaking. Calcium deficiency plays a major role here. Adding just a pinch of eggshell powder to your favorite nail polish can help reinforce your nails from the outside, while taking the powder internally supports them from the inside. Within weeks, you may notice stronger, glossier nails that grow faster and chip less often. And what about your skin? There's a little-known trick that uses the inner membrane of the eggshell, that soft, translucent layer inside the shell. If you've ever peeled a hard-boiled egg and noticed a thin film clinging to the white, that's it. This membrane is rich in collagen and nutrients that support wound healing. Simply place the membrane directly onto small cuts or scrapes, and it can speed up recovery like a natural bandage. For more widespread irritation like rashes or dry, itchy skin, there's a homemade remedy: eggshell powder soaked in apple cider vinegar. Let it sit for a full day, then apply the infused vinegar to the affected area. The result: instant soothing and faster healing. And then there's your face. Mix 2 tablespoons of eggshell powder with a single egg yolk. Beat it well and apply it as a mask. Let it dry completely, then rinse. What you'll get is not just a firmer, smoother surface, but a deep sense of nourishment your skin has likely been craving for years. These aren't cosmetic tricks. They're real food-based solutions that work with your body, not against it. And now let's talk about the gut. Heartburn, acid reflux, that gnawing, hollow feeling in the stomach. If you've felt these symptoms after meals or at night, you're not alone. And while over-the-counter antacids may offer quick relief, they often mask the issue rather than heal it. Here's where eggshells step in again. A traditional remedy uses a simple combination: eggshell powder and lemon juice, followed by warm water. Take 1/4 teaspoon of finely ground eggshell and mix it with 2 teaspoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Let the mixture sit until it stops fizzing and becomes smooth. Then add 100 milliliters of warm water and stir. Drink this on an empty stomach once in the morning and once before bed. Many seniors report a calming effect on the stomach lining, reduced acid irritation, and improved digestion over time. Unlike chemical antacids, this method gently balances your body's natural pH, helping your system heal rather than just numb the symptoms. And if you've ever dealt with gluten sensitivity or food-related inflammation, you may find this remedy surprisingly helpful. It's not a cure, but it's a step. A simple, grounded way to reclaim comfort without depending on pills. Sometimes the body just needs a little help remembering how to heal itself. And that help might be sitting quietly on your kitchen counter, waiting to be noticed. There's also a traditional tonic for those who feel constantly tired, cold, or out of balance. It's made from eggshells, lemon juice, honey, and a touch of schnapps, and it's said to support thyroid function and energy levels. Start with 8 clean eggshells, thoroughly washed and crushed. Squeeze the juice of 5 fresh lemons and pour it over the shells in a glass jar. Place it in the refrigerator for a few days until the shells soften and dissolve into the juice. Then add 1 liter of clear schnapps and 1 kilogram of raw honey. Mix well and let it rest in the fridge for a full week. Take 1 tablespoon 3 times a day after meals. Many who've tried it report sharper mental clarity, less fatigue, and warmer hands and feet. The combination of natural calcium, lemon enzymes, and raw honey creates a powerful blend that gently awakens the body's natural rhythms. And now something even simpler. Take 5 eggshells, wash and crush them thoroughly. Place them in a container with 3 liters of clean drinking water. Cover and let it sit at room temperature for 7 days. Drink 2 glasses per day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the early evening. This gentle eggshell water helps flush out excess acids, reduce inflammation, and support digestion. It's a quiet detox, no crash, no fasting. Just water and minerals working in the background to restore balance. Sometimes the most powerful truths aren't found in research papers. They're whispered in old kitchens, passed from grandmother to granddaughter, remembered over cups of tea and cracked eggs on Sunday mornings. My nonna used to crush eggshells and mix them into lemon juice, one viewer wrote to us. She called it her bone tonic. I used to think it was silly until my doctor said my bone scan had improved at 72. There's a kind of wisdom that modern medicine often overlooks, not because it isn't valid, but because it can't be bottled or patented. It's the wisdom of generations who knew how to listen to their bodies and how to heal them with what was already in the home. Ask yourself, how many remedies have you forgotten simply because no one talks about them anymore? This isn't just about eggshells. It's about reclaiming what was once common sense. It's about honoring the quiet strength of those who came before us and realizing that sometimes what they left behind is more powerful than what we can buy today. So maybe the question isn't, why would you try this? Maybe it's, why did we ever stop? From bone strength to smoother skin, better digestion, and a clearer mind, it's astonishing what something as simple as an eggshell can offer when we pay attention. No miracle claims, no quick fixes, just the quiet power of nature consistency and listening to our bodies. If there's one lesson to take from this, it's this: healing doesn't always come from something new. Sometimes it comes from what we've overlooked. So give it a try. Share it with someone you love. And maybe share your own forgotten remedy in the comments below. We'd love to hear what your grandmother knew.